So boom, you do I'm Serious.
Mm-hmm.
What was your next step after I'm Serious? Like, okay, now, because you were saying that I'm the king shit on I'm Serious.
Yeah. The next step after I'm Serious, I had to pick myself up because that shit didn't take off the way we anticipated. And then it was a change because LaFace Records had got, like, LA, he cashed out. So he sold LaFace Records and took a president position at Arista. So now it go from me being able to get shit done, going up to the office, the record label office every day because it's in Buckhead, to now I got to fly to New York and try to get in a motherfucker's office and set up meetings and shit. So the shit just got a little more complicated. But I knew that every time a motherfucker heard my shit, they fucked with it. So what I did was, it was a storage unit, a storage room that they kept all of like, since they had done moved everything, all of the goddamn them promotional CDs, them big boxes of shit, ain't nobody had done gave out of my shit. I got all of them, and we hit the road. We started selling them motherfuckers, passing them out, nigga, everywhere around here. Birmingham, Montgomery, goddamn South Carolina, Chattanooga, motherfucking everything down there, Tallahassee.
But the chitlin shit, the chitlin circuit,
Yeah,
basically,
we
the
just
street
started
shit.
pushing and moving that shit and connecting with DJs. Greg Street was a huge help. He was the only motherfucker who would play Dope Boys and Trap Niggas on the radio.
I don't know how that album didn't do nothing. That, like, you got a lot of dope ass album.
Thank you.
But that motherfucker there,
Thank you.
it always be the first one though. The first one, when you got people who been knowing you since the get go, it always be your first one. It'd be like, it'd be like, that's the one I like all of them. But this one right, this motherfuckers, I can take myself back on every song and shit I was doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when I get on the road now, that's one of the albums I play. I got to play the whole album from front to end. I'm rapping every goddamn song. Like, I remember that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how that motherfucking do. They was slipping.
Man, it was cool, man. I think everything happened for a reason, because what it did was it forced me to learn the game from an independent record label standpoint. Because what I was doing at first is I was just expecting LaFace to blow me up, like Outkast, Goody Mob, Usher, and everybody else. Now I'm like, okay, well, if they ain't gonna call these motherfuckers, who we need to be calling? Where we need to be? What meetings we need to have? That when I learned what a PD was, you know what I'm saying? A program director at a radio station. Well, how we get in with these motherfuckers? Then I learned, well, okay, well, they be having little side hustles where they got clubs. And so if you go fuck around with them at the club and they see you perform and the people fuck with you, now they getting put on to your music and they'll have some incentive to play it.
Facts.
So we started doing that shit. And then when we started burning that motherfucker up and we started gaining the notoriety and making a name for ourselves in that light, we saw the mixtape game. We're like, okay, so the songs that they like on this project, why don't we take a couple of these and add some new shit with it, do a mixtape, and start slanging these motherfuckers. So then the In the Streets motherfucker, me and PSC did the In the Streets motherfucker, 1 through 3. Then we started, it was a real big, heavy bootleg circuit. So we just took that same trap mentality. Like, you ain't finna put down in our trap, we'll go everywhere, the bootleg wholesale motherfucker, flip they table, kick they ass, take they shit. We started making a name for ourselves doing that. And lo and behold, LA started hearing about it, I guess. Now he called it. And he asked me, he asked us to come to New York. I remember we was in Miami. You know, fucking with the PDs down there at the radio station, trying to get our song on the radio. That's what we wanted to do. We wanted to find a song that we could get in rotation. And cause that's what we didn't have. We had the underground shit, but we didn't have no real song in rotation on the radio. So that's what we were focused on. And so while we down there fucking around, LA called and said he wanted to meet with us the next day. And we drove from Miami up to New York. And then the next day after that, we had a show in Detroit. So we had to drive over there too. You know what I'm saying? What up, though? You know, Detroit was another market that was very supportive of me, man. Early on, Jacksonville, Detroit, Charleston, South Carolina, Augusta, Macon, you know what I mean, Chattanooga. Absolutely, man. Trick the homie. And got anyway, so we go up there. He want to do a second album. He talking about doing a second album, but at that time, we already done recorded 85% of trap music out our own pocket. We done already kind of went from where we were struggling and hurting because we ain't had no label money coming in to where we done got it together. The call was probably about 3 months too late. You know what I mean? 3 months prior, I probably would have loved to get a call to hear about working on the second album. But by the time
you got it yourself already, like no, I got it now.
But not really. I wasn't like that. Because I knew he still had the bag. I knew it was still, you know, it was an incredible resource.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, but look though, for us to work on the second album, how do I know that we won't just lose your attention? And you know, we would rather be able to put ourselves in position and count on ourselves for this second project. So we've been working as an independent label. We need to be treated as such. So we're gonna need to change the structure of the deal, and we're gonna need about $2 million of our own that we able to manage, so we can shoot our own videos and we can pay for our own shit, or else you could just let us go. And LA did probably one of the most solid things that I could see a motherfucker in his position doing. He let me go. But he let me go. I was a free agent and had the South on fire.